Hello, hello. It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies. We're incomplete today. The traffic in Lagos was crazy.
It looked very weird.
But Heidi, today we are wearing black in solidarity with the Catholic faithful. So they started the Ash Wednesday, and they all decided to wear black to commemorate the deaths, killings, people who have died due to issues of insurgency, terrorism in our society, and we hold solidarity with them today, the ladies of Your View, and we're expecting Nima. Hopefully she'll be here very soon. The traffic is crazy.
I got to Otedola Bridge around 6:30. I left there 7:30. It was that bad. 1 hour. So I just sat down on my phone and I was playing music and dancing because there was nothing I could do. I just told myself, if it hits me here by 7:40, I'll come down and start strolling down to the office.
I had to call. I called my kids and they're still stuck in traffic after 1 hour. I just said, driver, carry them back to the house. Please. If they don't read today, they'll read tomorrow.
Nothing will happen, yes.
Please, nothing will happen. So I just said, because it's crazy. Talk about how was your own experience?
Thank God for bikes.
Oh, you found now you say thank God for bikes. You didn't plan bikes.
Shame on you,
I know they will have me, but that was my savior because I was at the same spot for 30 minutes, clocked like 30 minutes, same spot. I just called my husband, who was at home. Please, he said, what should I do? I said, come and carry your car. Come and carry the car. I just left the car. And it was even a struggle to get a bike. So we got a bike, and intermittently we had to get down because even bikes were in traffic.
Wow.
And they had to navigate there. We had to get down. At the point, people were saying, where would people that are walking pass? Now bikes are everywhere, motor everywhere.
I don't know what happened exactly.
There was
I saw
a
a lot.
trailer, no.
Okay.
The trailer, they said the trailer broke down.
Okay.
And it got burnt. So that happened yesterday.
Which area? Do you know
just after that Otedola. After that area, that's the area where it usually happens.
Yeah.
So the trailer got burnt. It happened yesterday. The lockdown had happened from yesterday.
Nice.
From
the middle of the night.
But apparently we didn't get to know, and everybody was still going out thinking that they would have cleared it off, but they haven't.
I'm
surprised because Lagos State
guys. I don't know how you guys made it here, but we are really grateful. Thank you so much for coming.
You for coming.
In fact, give yourselves a round of applause. So how many people had to fly down here? Could anybody want to share an experience of how it happened? How did you get here? Who? Yes, go ahead. Let me hear from
the guy in front.
The gentleman in front. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Yes, madam.
This morning, when I was coming, I did not even know there was traffic or any problem because I live in Satellite. So on getting to, the driver was supposed to pass Oworo. He didn't pass Oworo. He passed Ojota Road. He said we should come down at before Ojota. He said we should come down and start trekking. I said, no, I can't trek from here, that I'm going to 7up. He said we should come down. We followed him. He wanted to turn his vehicle. There was a man that was taking his son to school. The man refused coming down. But on the long run, I trekked from Ojota Bridge.
Wow.
Down to 7up.
Oh, my Lord. Wow. Please give her a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much. We don't take your sacrifices for granted. We really appreciate the fact that you've been here. Thank you so much. And thank God we have small chops from Yemi Legend.
Even me, I feel rewarded.
Because Yemi, this your church just came in handy because we need something to step down this traffic. Thank you so much to Yemi Legend, always sending us small chops at the end of the month, and TBA services for the drinks. They send us bigger drinks every time. And obviously, cream slices. I've not seen the cake, but I'm sure the cake is somewhere here. Cream slices for the cake every single time. Thank you so much for supporting our show. We're going to go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right. Let's start with The Nation. Reps under fire for bill on lawmakers' immunity. Money laundering may suit jail 36 years. Hosni Mubarak dies at 91. NERC caps estimated billing by discos. Why Ore flyover is important by Buhari. AMCON seizes Buba Galadima's houses over 900 million naira debt. IG, policemen on illegal duty that killed footballer. And boy 16 hides inside a banking hall overnight to steal 340,000 naira. A young boy, yeah, that story, that
Yes.
I read that.
It was very funny because he actually got into the banking hall just before closing time, and then he hid in one of the toilets. When they had closed, he got in and started opening all of their safes, the ones that were open, and he found 340,000 naira, which he stole. But on his way out, he was trying to sneak out when the security got a hold of him, and the case was taken to court. And though he's pleading not guilty and the case has been adjourned, I would like to see him punished, because that is obviously stealing. He doesn't have any excuse for that sort of thing.
Just going to put him 36 years in jail. They
Wouldn't that be too much?
Correctional.
Yes.
16.
It's just 16, yes.
Silly
It's
boy.
not an adult.
I want to talk about this Mubarak's death. He died at 91. But I realize that many people don't realize what they do, the effects of what they do live after them. We have corrupt leaders in Nigeria now, still stealing money, not remembering they're going to die. So he's the president, he was the president of Egypt, and he was there for 30 years until there was the uprising that led to him forcefully removed from office. And at the end of the day, he will still die. Everybody will die. But the people will remember him now for all the suffering that happened to them under his leadership.
Yeah.
So when our leaders are doing what they are doing, please, we will remember you for good or for bad.
Moving on now to the Nigerian Tribune. Nigerians are afraid of police as they are of criminals, says Speaker. Let's find out. Ruga 3 willing states kick off pilot scheme. Nigeria's salvation lies in decentralization of federal power, says Sanwo-Olu. Knocks for politicians over pressure on Supreme Court to review verdicts. AMCON takes over Buba Galadima's property and company over 900 million naira debt. Okay, the major the speaker is saying that Nigerians are afraid of police, and many of us agree. Yes, I know we discussed the topic like this, I think it was Monday, where we talked about the fact that, and we're connecting that to the killing of the young Kaka, the footballer in Ogun State. Yeah. And the speaker was saying, and I'd like to quote him, please, if you permit me. It says, reports of police harassment of young people have become so rampant that they barely even break through the news cycle, except when public anger becomes so great that it results in breakdown of law and order. We can no longer stand for this. So people are being harassed every single day. We don't get to hear it. Yes, only when it comes to when it's escalated, that's when we get to hear. But a lot of young boys are actually being harassed by the police on the daily. And
we all complain about this. We say it here over and over. We don't get to hear most of the stories because they don't have that avenue. So he is saying that a public hearing will be, he's declaring a public hearing where people can come together and talk about repositioning the police force to try as much as possible to solve this problem. I No.
Unanimous.
Unanimous.
I want to talk about the Buba Galadima story. So,
point.
We understand. We understand.
We are there. To hear you. Okay, go ahead, Tawe.
Buba Galadima is a PDP chieftain. I think he was also the Nigerian Maritime Agency boss between 1996 and 1998. So now he said he's owing allegedly 900 million naira debt. And this particular money has led to the seizure of his properties. His house in Wuse, 2 houses in Wuse actually got seized over this death. And I'm wondering, because most of the time, I'm supposed to give my opinion, but that's just what happened. I'm just waiting to see the process of recovery, because who's going to buy those houses? And
according to them, they said they've actually extended an olive branch to, okay, how do we spread this debt over a period? But he refused to respond.
When AMCON buys debt, that means the government is paying for people's debts.
Yeah.
And then they now have to find a way to pay the government back. And a lot of times, AMCON has property that they can't sell. Is there. Who would buy it off? So we are, in essence, profiting the rich, those that have money to own money.
Buy the properties.
The property cannot own 900 million
at
naira.
all. Now, how?
So how else? So what's the government's fund going into? It's worrisome.
Moving on to Daily Sun. Insurgency. Senate orders military back to Sambisa. Labour spoils for war over electricity tariff and VAT hike. I'll pay salary as long as I remain governor, says Oyetola. FG launches campaign against US visa ban. Right. Reps vote in favor of immunity for presiding officers. Ogun footballers death, IGP disbands zonal intervention squad. And 400 million naira fraud, Metu jailed 7 years to pay FG 375 million. Let's talk about Metu for a second. Who has that story?
I have the NLT. Yes. So the Nigerian Labour Congress is blowing hot, saying that they are not supporting this electricity tariff, increments in the tariff, which is about to happen, I think, from the 30th of April. So they are saying that the public hearing, the discourse are having at the moment, they are not a part of it. They are going to mobilize Nigerians to fight against this increment in the tariff, that we don't have enough, meters are not being given, people are being extorted, we do not have light, that this is not going to solve the problem of failure of electricity, but it's going to impoverish the poor, that we have people who are barely earning 30,000 naira. How much are they supposed to use to pay for this electricity tariff?
Olisametu's case, you know, we should always celebrate every conviction that we have. This case has been ongoing for the past 5 years. If you remember, Olisametu was the publicity secretary for PDP, and his company, Dextra, was found to have collected 400 million naira from the Office of the National Security Advisor, ONSA. Remember the Dasuki sharing money during the election? Ulisa's company got some of that money, and the case had been ongoing. Now he's been found guilty. He's supposed to serve 7 years in prison, and he's supposed to return 337 million naira to the government. Wow. Now, I think some of the money is already in his account. So they are saying that they should wound up that company. The court is saying wound up the company, close the accounts, and remit all the funds in that account to the federal government. That is a very, very good news. Justice.
All right, moving on to Vanguard. Insecurity gunmen go on rampage nationwide. We deserve SUVs, not cars for oversight, says reps. U.S. interfaith leaders declare Nigeria ticking time bomb. Court jails Metu, 39 years for money laundering. Oshomole EPM plotting sponsored protest, Edo government alleges. And Nigeria loses 38 billion naira to subsidy or theft. Okay, so our reps are saying they deserve SUVs.
Yes, so according to Benjamin Kalu, that's the spokesman of the House of Reps, he is saying that we shouldn't just judge only them as lawmakers, because they are the ones that, you know, catch the fire. When we are upset, they are the ones we see. What about the executives? Those ones drive the SUVs as well. And even the roads we are complaining about that they need the SUVs for, is the executives that did not fix the roads.
Exactly, they need their job.
Leave them alone. They deserve to drive the SUVs so that the work can go well.
Okay, so no problem. I agree. Do SUVs. Maybe our roads are bad, but do innocent.
They don't
do
know.
Nigerian.
At the end of the day, if they do...
No, because there are some areas that actually they need jeeps. The Camry sedan cannot pass.
That's what is happening on the island in Lekki. People would rather than fix the road and fix drainages, they will buy bigger cars.
Yes.
So what is the thinking? What's the thinking? You spend money to buy cars when you can spend the money to fix roads.
And he has responded that it's not him, that is the executive that wants to fix the
They
road.
have oversight. None of them can talk. They have oversight. We are vexing for the National Assembly on many occasions.
So
there's another story.
My own advice, if you want to buy SUVs, go buy Nigeria.
Yes.
That's all. Moving on to Daily Trust. Please clap for us now. Yes. The Daily Trust, very quickly. Nigerians reject immunity for Senate President, Speaker, others. Without Buhari, I won't be governor, says Akeredolu. Let's find a story we've not taken. Kano bans street begging, vows to take erring parents to court. I like that story. But let's start with the immunity clause. You will not believe what I'm hearing.
These lawmakers again, and they are complaining that we are coming after them.
His name is Representative Odebumi from Oyo State.
Yes. So they are seeking to amend the 1999 Constitution, that's Section 308, because that particular Constitution gives immunity to the governors, the executives, so to speak. They are saying that they are trying to find a way to add themselves into it, so they have immunity for not just the executive, but also the legislators, the speaker, the deputy, you know, so that at the end of the day, what this bill actually does is when they are in office, they are not able to, you know, carry out certain probes against them. For instance, if they get into this EFCC and they have money laundering cases and all of that, till they leave the office. Okay, so, and one of them is saying that this immunity is for us to be able to concentrate and do our work well.
Well, thank God, quite a bit of his colleagues have totally rejected this bill. They said that it is insensitive, it's bad timing, our people are there, dying, being killed, being kidnapped. There are issues in the land, and all you're worrying about is immunity for the health. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So I'm happy that there's a proper debate ongoing, and hopefully this bill will not be passed.
It's passed the second reading.
That's why they're stopping it. That's why they're debating and ensuring it doesn't get passed.
People should tweet.
Yeah.
If you want them to have immunity, they will have it. If you don't want it, let them know.
The topic on the kind of governor has actually cleared out all the beggars from the streets and asked them that all the kids must go to school.
Wow, that's good.
Their parents will be prosecuted. will be arrested, and because according to them, they are teaching mathematics and I think English, I believe, and in the schools now, and they should ensure that as they are reading and understanding Quran, they are understanding Arabic, they must learn English and arithmetic. And it's important that every single child gets to school, and it's free education.
Wow.
Basic education is free.
They should go to school.
So I'm really happy that our northern leaders seem to be speaking with one voice. They haven't heard this in a long time.
No, they are here. They are noticing what the problem really is. It's not.
And
You don't need to buy guns to kill Boko Haram. You need to educate the people.
So, although you are Gandola, but we still appreciate that you are working.
At least on this one.
On this one, though, we will celebrate Gandola.
We will beat you for the other one, but we'll praise you for the good one.
This one. Well done. All right, on that, we have to go on a break. When we come back, most of our guests are stuck in traffic. Goodness me.
Sadly.
So we might have to end up gisting this morning, but let's see what happens. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So the traffic is still pretty bad out there. But we're going to talk about another story. The Presidential Advisory Committee for the Elimination of Drug Abuse has recommended that adverts on alcohol and other recreational drugs be scrapped to discourage its use. What are your general thoughts on this? Do you agree? You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So I must remind our viewers that smoking adverts, cigarette advertisement have been banned for many years. And the question is, has it stopped people from smoking? We don't know that. It depends on you. So we'd like to connect that with this conversation. So do you think banning advertisement of alcohol on television, radio is actually the way to stop or reduce use?
Anytime we talk about these issues, I always start with, what do you intend to achieve? How do you solve a problem from the top? You don't solve a problem from the top. You find the root cause. Now, psychologists have told us over and over again that anything that you ban, anything that is prohibited, there's always a generated attraction towards it. That's why they call it, when they say anything that is forbidden, people are attracted. It pulls them. Because this comes from being a child, we are naturally curious. We want to know our world. We like to try things and test our boundaries. And so even as an adult, you want to be able to do what you want to do. So when there's always this outright ban, outright prohibition, outright cancellation, and all of that, it pulls people it wants to pull more into, why are they stopping me from doing this? I am an adult. I should be able to do this. And we can't really stop people from. What I would have suggested, is to find a way to give us an alternative. So you don't take it out from our faces, but you give us a compelling alternative. You see the way you watch the movies and they promote drugs and alcohol. You should have your own set of movies promoting healthy lifestyle, healthy drinks, healthy, snacks that will keep you going. You balance it so that people can make informed choices. You know that when you're taking this is going to deter, it's going to affect my health, and I go for this. But once you take it out, the only thing you're going to achieve is to have an underground black market that is thriving, as far as I'm concerned.
So, for once, I'm going to agree with ban. And I usually don't agree with ban because I always feel like, let's deal with the root issue and all of that. But sometimes what you don't see, you don't notice. It's when you see it, you will notice it. So if every time and they don't allow them to run the advert until late in the evening. So I'm at home chilling and I keep seeing an image of chilling means drinking. So if every time I'm trying to chill, the image I keep seeing as the advert flashing in my TV is that for me to chill, I need to drink. So I would want to naturally reach out for that drink that I'm seeing over and over again. I believe that as a government, there must be a more calculated approach towards solving the problem of reducing alcohol intake and drug abuse. But banning is a good step in the right direction towards achieving that. It might mean that the monies that goes to the television station, and a lot of money goes to television through paid adverts, because these alcohol drinks pay premium for their adverts, and they pay at the, what do you call that time belt?
Prime time.
Prime time. So the money would have to go somewhere else, but the government should channel it. So it shouldn't be let's just quickly do something to make it look like we're working.
But the government has tried to increase taxes on alcohol. They've tried to increase the tax and importation of alcohol. So they've tried several measures.
You need to sell us a more compelling vision. So if you are increasing taxes on alcohol, what are you using that money to do? Are you using the money to now inform us of all the positives that would happen when you stop drinking? Like a massive campaign. You can also compel and task these companies to ensure they are funding documentaries and movies that will generate positive image. You know, it must be more holistic. It can't be just
to contradict their business.
No. So you see, at the end of the day, their business is not business. Their business might be making them money, but it's hurting people. That's the fact. Every time you put alcohol in your system, you are killing your system.
In a capitalist society, do you know a capitalist really care about the effect it's having on the people? Their one is usually
about making money.
So they're different.
So all of this is not going to work.
I'm raising this issue because we have an audience. I'm sure we have people who take alcohol here because many of us are giving our life to Christ now, so we don't drink alcohol. But there's some of us that actually still indulge.
Right, say it in the next way. Do you know somebody? Okay, because they will not say they do it. They will say they know.
Do you know somebody that still takes alcohol? So, and I'd like to throw this question to you, to the audience, that would you think it's a good idea for the government to ban the advertisement? Because you can't ban alcohol in itself. It's a freedom of expression. You can do what you want to do. However, freedom do you think it's right for the government to ban the advertisement of this totally and completely? And I'll come to you in a few moments.
Okay, so I have never seen any alcohol adverts that made me want to try that alcohol.
That's you.
No, I'm just telling you that it's not about the adverts. Most times, people who get into alcohol or who try different types of alcohol is based on referral. So you go to a party and a friend comes with another bottle of drink. Like, have you tried this drink? I actually tried it last Sunday and it was really lovely. And then you decide to try, not based on the advert. That's one. Secondly, why do people get into alcohol? Why do they drink alcohol? Because they want to be happy. They want to find a way to solve their problems and just have that high for some time. So shouldn't you, as the government, find the reason to sort out the happiness that they need? There is a school in China, as we speak, that they are teaching people how to be happy.
We've not reached that level. We never reached that level. We never finished the
We know they travel. We know they travel.
The school of happiness. That's too far. School of happiness is too far.
Hold on. As leaders, we are supposed to be visionary. This is the 21st century.
We never build road. We never get light. Now school of happiness you won't build. I beg, let me take this call. Bemi, are you there? Thanks for calling. Bemi, are you there?
I'm there. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I think there's never a one solution to a problem. There are always many solutions. This is one of them. You start from banning adverts. It will work. It will do a bit, even if not everything. One of them. Then increase the tax on alcohol. Let them pay. Beer is very cheap as far as I'm concerned because people drink it anyhow. But it's expensive. You cannot go and buy maybe beer for less than maybe 1,000 naira per bottle. You will think twice. It will be maybe exclusive for the rich who can get.
That's why the rates are high.
It's still not high enough.
So there are always more than one solution to a problem. This is one of them. Ban the advert first. Let's try. Let's see. Human being is dynamic. The social person. So when you try something, when you try something, but don't try it. It will not work. They will not stop. It cannot even stop.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Bemi. See, I like Nigerians too. There are two. There's the emotional part of it. Yes. There's the moralistic part of it, and there's the business part of it. Yeah. Let's separate it because as a mother or as somebody who has a child who is probably an alcoholic, you probably say, please ban it, take it off. But look at the fact that there are people who responsibly drink. Yes. Because alcohol is a depressant. But if you overdo it, that's when it gets to the extreme. But now, if you take it responsibly, it's something that cools you off, relaxes you, and allows you to maybe sleep
be happy.
Be happy. Right. So it depends on how you look at alcohol.
You know, like I said, I agree with the ban. I think it's a step in the right. It can be a step in the right direction if we do it completely. However, there are other ways that these companies push their drinks into people. BC and I met when we were marketing as models a particular brand
of something.
We were models. We were picked as beautiful, tall girls, slim. That was about 15 years ago. And we were pushed at strategic night hub areas. There was music and all of that. And we were told to introduce the stuff free to people. So they sample it, they like it, they continue. That still continues till tomorrow.
Yes.
If the government really wants to deal with alcoholism and drug abuse, there are more things that can be done. When you catch those kind of areas. It can't be, if you really want to deal with it. So I see a government that just want to be seen to do something.
But let me come to you, because I also feel that we're not taking full responsibility for this. You see, removing it is not fixing the problem.
At all.
As you said it.
Thank you.
You know, so we should take a situation head on and how do we strategically fix the problem?
Can we make people more happy
because
so they
the
don't
easiest
drink?
thing you do is banning
reduce the
anybody.
Traffic? Because many people drink because there's traffic. They walk on the island. They can't come to the mainland. So they say, let me drink a bit before I enter
But
the
those
road.
abroad drink, they don't have traffic now. So that it's not about that traffic.
Not the way we drink. We consume, we're one of the highest consumers in Africa. Why?
We have the
Let me come to our audience. Then anybody want to say something? Go ahead, please.
I would say that if you ban, they will still consume. You don't ban, they will consume.
Thank you.
But the thing is that the reason why people take alcohol and smoke is because maybe they feel that is the solution to reduce depression and frustration.
Yes,
but
you're right.
banning will not solve any problem because the more you ban, they will even consume even 2 times or 3 times more. So I would suggest that they should ban the advert, but they should try and organize a way of counseling to try and counsel people on how to take it in a moderate way.
Responsibly. Okay, let me take this call from Hassan. Good morning, Hassan. Are you there?
Good morning, Morayo.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
My own today is observation. I can see what you are doing is much more of an advertisement.
For who?
You are advertising alcohol, Morayo.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what you are doing is a depressant, it makes you to cool well, to think well.
Yes, you are advertising. You are spreading the information.
It's even above advertisement. You are even positioning alcohol. That is an observation.
Okay.
Good morning, Morayo.
Thank you.
morning,
But let
sir.
me see, listen, alcohol in itself is not bad. You see, we have to begin to face, listen, let me finish. There are scientific evidences to prove that red wine, for example, is good for the heart. Listen, the point I'm trying to make is that if we continue to try to generalize these issues, we don't face it, and people begin to hide behind.
I cannot sit down
if we
here
compartmentalize, no problem.
Okay.
You're allowed to express your views. That's why this is a show. Let me come to our audience. Then anybody wants to say something? Go ahead, please.
I would say that if you ban, they will still consume. You don't ban, they will consume.
Thank you.
But the thing is that the reason why people take alcohol and smoke is because maybe they feel that is the solution to reduce depression and frustration.
Yes,
but
you're right.
banning will not solve any problem because the more you ban, they will even consume even 2 times or 3 times more. So I would suggest that they should ban the advert, but they should try and organize a way of counseling to try and counsel people on how to take it in a moderate way.
Responsibly. Okay, let me take this call from Hassan. Good morning, Hassan. Are you there?
Good morning, Morayo.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
My own today is observation. I can see what you are doing is much more of an advertisement.
For who?
You are advertising alcohol, Morayo.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what you are doing is a depressant, it makes you to cool well, to think well.
Yes, you are advertising. You are spreading the information.
It's even above advertisement. You are even positioning alcohol. That is an observation.
Okay.
Good morning, Morayo.
Thank you.
morning,
But let me
sir.
see, listen, alcohol in itself is not bad. You see, we have to begin to face, listen, let me finish. There are scientific evidences to prove that red wine, for example, is good for the heart. Listen, the point I'm trying to make is that if we continue to try to generalize these issues, we don't face it, and people begin to hide behind.
I cannot sit down
if we
here
compartmentalize, no problem.
Okay.
I'll let you. You're allowed to express your views. That's why this is a show.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is that there are people who responsibly drink alcohol and it's fine. I personally don't, but I know people who do. But at the same time, I also know people who are alcoholics. So there are 2 extremes.
Yes.
And the point is that we must have the information and then choose responsibly. Yes, Takwe.
On no level. And because people want to sell, they would do research that is funded by them to push their drink. On no level, would drinking alcohol be good for you? On no level would drinking alcohol be good for you. On no level, because your kidney does the process and the work. And what your kidney can take, another person cannot take it. So somebody can have 1 pint of alcohol and it doesn't damage to them. But when you do it consistently for the next 1 week, it's just one small bit. It is not one day that kills you. It's the habit that kills you. Drinking as a habit will kill you.
In the same vein, no level of sugar is good for
exactly.
you. The same thing. So don't make it look at it as only alcohol.
Yes, I agree.
Every single day. They do exactly the same thing to your kidney.
100%.
So the point is that taking sugar responsibly is the choice we must make. We all eat sugar every single day.
It's addictive.
The point I'm trying to make is that we have choices. We must train ourselves to pick the right choices. That's the summation.
Let me disagree with you again.
Okay.
Because a developed society, the government preempting the problems in the society will create a structure that will reduce that problem. Here is how you start. I know that I will have kidney issues in my country, and then I will have hundreds of thousands of kidney citizens. What do? I educate them to know that because if you have kidney problem, you come and meet me as a government to help you. So I help you prevent the kidney problem. I know that if you have diabetes, it will be a problem for my institution, the hospitals. I would help you as a responsible government to know what you should do and what you shouldn't do.
Point taken. All right.
A responsible government should take care of its citizens by giving them information so they don't have the sickness.
All right. Point taken.
Thank you very much, Stopper. 1 Timothy 5:23. Stop drinking only water and use a little wine because of your stomach and your frequent
illnesses.
That's not
my Bible.
No, hold on.
My Bible doesn't
It's in your Bible.
It's not my Bible.
It's in your Bible.
It's not
1 Timothy 5:23.
Jesus turned water to wine.
Exactly.
You should bring that one out.
I'm not even.
It is sweet wine that Jesus turned. It's sweet wine. It's not red wine. It's sweet wine.
I'm not even advocating for alcohol.
Right.
But alcohol in the right quantity is not totally bad. Red wine is very good for the heart, which doctors advise that once in a while you take it for your heart. Yes, doctors. And the scriptures has backed that up. But the angle I want to take this to is the fact that
let me go on a break. And I
Okay.
come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Right. So, thanks for staying with us. So before we went on break, Deaconess Obiajulu was telling us something.
Yes, and I'm not going to repeat that part of the scripture which I've quoted, so when you get home, you can check it. As an educationist, I know that when you mention don't, people always get attracted to that don't. So don't is usually not the way to go. What I expect the government to do is, you know that you are a responsible adult, and you know that drinking is wrong, especially if you get drunk. And if you happen to drive and you're caught that you're drunk and driving, you will be penalized. If we have 2 cases, 3 cases, 4 cases of people who are sent to jail for drinking and driving, people will stop. People will drink responsibly. That is what I expect the government to do. No. And I also understand that because we have been taught over time to seek happiness from outside, a lot of people rely on alcohol and drugs to make themselves happy. We should look inward, as in terms of using meditation and prayer to find happiness from within. When I am on that level for months, I do not remember alcohol because I am happy and I'm generating it from within. So we should find ways to help people find themselves and not just banning, stopping. That won't work.
Point taken. Let me take a few comments from our audience. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Hello.
Oh, I have a call. Good morning, sir. Thanks for calling.
Hello, my name is Ibrahim. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, man. Okay, so about this topic regarding the banning of adverts for alcohol, I just want us to get something clear a little bit. It's not an outright ban on alcohol, because when you ban alcohol, alcohol ultimately will go into the underground and it becomes something people will trade with, trade under G like a cocaine or marijuana.
Yeah.
However, by restricting access to information about alcohol, that reduces the induction of people. Because what gets most people to drink is just there's something that's telling you that drinking alcohol is cool. That is the best thing to do with your friends. That is the thing you should. And the more you hear that information, the more you want to try it out. So by reducing the induction process, you might be able to get to people who might not ordinarily drink alcohol, but because somebody is telling them it's okay, they will try it. So by reducing that, you might reduce the level of people who take alcohol in the society.
Thank you very much. Point taken. Let me take a few comments from the audience. Go ahead, madam.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Fisayo Efisi Golden Officer. What I want to say here is that the adverts for alcohol could go. But if it goes, people should know their limits, their health status, the consumption rate, what you should take, what you do not take, the time you should take it. When you're driving, like, we should be self-disciplined. Yeah. That's one thing as adults. We should have self-discipline. We should have the choices we make. There are lots of things going on out there. What of codeine, cola nuts? They use that as substances that make them high too. Yeah. What of gum? Some people sniff gum. Yeah. And they get high in the process. Yeah. And even in the north now, what I heard that is trending, that seasoning, food seasoning, all these married women, they mix it with Coca-Cola. Yes, that is the reigning seasoning now. Yes. So let them know their stand. Alcohol is good, but know it's how to limit yourself, the moderation.
Thank you very much. You know, somebody was telling me that he was coming back home from a club, and they had lots of alcohol in their car. And when they got stopped by the police, and the police saw them, they were actually obviously very tipsy. And they would just say, hey, God, police, you want one? I said, God, thank you. He took one from them. And the man on duty opened it.
I don't understand.
Now, what I'm trying to say is that if we're going to enforce the law, exactly. So who is enforcing this law? So if we, it has to be a holistic approach.
Yes, everybody.
From the advertisement part, the society, the law enforcement agency, the government, everybody must agree on what the direction is. Because abroad, once they give you that test, driving under the influence, once you
the biggest challenge for Nigeria is that we have no clear direction. What is the vision of Nigeria? No, we don't know. What are we trying to achieve in the next 10 years? No Nigerian knows what Nigeria wants to achieve. So what are we working towards? That's why I felt that, yes, the ban is good. It could be good. But what's the sincerity of the government that is proposing this thing? Do they really want to do it, or do they want to be seen to be doing something? If we have this show and we're discussing this thing, then we can decide that our own goal is to help people understand the most important thing for them should be to control themselves and to understand their health, the health implication of what they are doing. One of the most thriving businesses in Nigeria now is the bar business. Yeah. Every evening, you go to any bar. If a bar doesn't have crowd, that bar has these costs. So when we have businesses thriving like that, there's a problem, and we deal with the roots. BC touched on it, that we should realize that topically numbing issues will not solve it. You will have illnesses if you are topically using drugs and whatever to numb it. So understand and confront those issues. That's the long-term approach. Drinking is not the solution.
Unfortunately, I think we can wrap up on this. That's all. Do you have any tweets on this?
We didn't even check our tweets.
But I mean, and I think I've shared this story. I don't think I will share it again. But I mean, there was a time where it used to be. But you see, I grew up, my mother never ever exposed me to alcohol, but my stepmother did. If you have small headache, take one cup. And as a kid, and I was like 8 years old, your stepmother would give you a couple of handles, and my mother would be so livid. How can she give you alcohol? What rubbish! But you know, I grew up, and it wasn't a big deal. I just never touched it because, I mean, I was kind of familiar with that. So there are different ways of raising kids to kind of dissociate from, but everything has to be in proper moderation. And because there are families that grew up with their parents taking, I grew up seeing my father, the Remy Martin. My father standard. But I'm not an alcoholic. Yes. He was not an alcoholic. Responsible drinking is what we need to preach, because if you ban it, people will find it. If you allow it, there'll be so much of it. So the idea is let people understand how they must be responsible. Do you have any tweets?
So yes, a few tweets. Henry here says, BC Ubo is 100% on point in this banning of alcohol advertisements. Millions of people that drink all over the world don't even notice any alcohol adverts. People drink to be happy or when they are lonely or fighting depression. Folusho Ishola says, BC has said it all on the pros and cons of this topic, especially if it's being banned. People will find every other route to get alcohol, which is through underground black marketers. Let our leaders find the root cause of people's frustrations, which are apparent anyway. Then John Christian says, you can't say for sure. There is a percentage of people who get hooked after listening or watching to an advert. That percentage should be discouraged as well.
Okay, we have to go on a break, but let me quickly take this call. I think I have a call and I have one comment. Hello, morning, are you there? Hello? Elias, are you there? I think we lost that call. Go ahead, madam.
I really wanted to know the version BC is reading from. Because go
All
to
the
Proverbs
versions.
20. You only give hot drink to one who wants to perish. I want to say that First Timothy was told to drink a little wine because he had stomach problem. Do we want to have stomach problem?
Some people have.
If you don't want to have stomach problem, because health is wealth, and if you want to make heaven, don't drink alcohol.
Okay. On that note, we have to go. But you have run out of time. So according to our audience, if you want to make heaven, and you and I agree that Jesus turned water to sweet wine. Sweet wine.
I don't know that.
It wasn't alcoholic
I don't
wine.
know that.
It was sweet wine. Have a fabulous day.
We are coming back.
We'll be right back. Oh my God.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So the elephant in the room, obviously, is the gridlock on every single road in Lagos State this morning. It's crazy. Lima is stuck in traffic. We heard that there was a fallen tanker caught fire last night, which led to heavy traffic gridlock. I think Tokwe mentioned it earlier, and many people thought that maybe that tanker would have been cleared by this morning. Unfortunately, those going to work met that gridlock in Lagos. In fact, it's been crazy. My kids had to go back home. Many people were stuck in traffic. Both our guests are stuck in traffic. And we have videos, the live videos right now from TVC. They're not live videos actually, yesterday. But these are clips we're getting from TVC News of what's going on out there. Last night, these are last night's videos, and our crew is already out there trying to give us exactly what's going on this morning. So we're sending you pictures as soon as we get them of the gridlock across all major highways in Lagos State. But we're calling Nima to know where she is. I would like all our viewers to also call us, tell us what's going on in your area with traffic or your experience is. And if you don't experience, hey, lucky for you. But for those of you who are going through that traffic, let us know what you're going through right now. Is Nima on the phone yet? Okay, whilst we're trying to connect with Nima, does anybody want to tell us the experience this morning with traffic? Yes, sir, go ahead.
In front.
Go ahead.
The gentleman in front.
How was it this morning?
Good morning. My name is Kehinde Yeku. It was really, really tough. I trekked from Berger to Secretariat.
Huh? Yeah. Berger to Secretariat.
Yeah, I trekked from Berger to Secretariat just because I want to come to your view.
You for real? Please give him a round of applause.
But it was not funny. We're doing old trekking and we're just gisting and
many of you were trekking together.
Yeah, old trekking.
Old trek. Oh my God. Old trek. Somebody sent me a message that, in fact, I can't confirm this, but somebody sent me this message, said that the deputy governor had to take one way in the express. So I wish we had, because he was supposed to come here today, but he's coming very soon. And once he comes, we're going to ask him about this because I don't know, I can't confirm it, but the report I'm getting here is that everybody is on the lockdown. I think Nima is online now. Nima, are you there?
Good morning, Mora.
Beleo, eh? Where are you exactly?
Are you on the map of Lagos?
I'm at myself now.
Oh. What happened? Do you have an idea? What happened exactly?
You know, I drive on alternative route, so being stuck at Obudu for more than an hour, I felt find an alternative. So when I could get to Alakwere, to the Owando filling station there, I drove into Kate to Alakwere area and found my way to find an alternative faster route to Mile 12. So presently I just got to Mile 12 now. I've turned under the bridge. I'm trying to find internal shorter routes to the station through Alade Lola and all the other areas. But on the express is not moving at all.
Are you listening to the radio to know exactly the updates on the clearing?
I'm on the map. I drive with the map.
Oh, you drive with the map. Okay.
Yes.
Because usually Lagos traffic usually tells us what's going on and how far they've gone with clearing these gridlocks.
There's no information online on the radio on what exactly is happening.
Okay.
But I've called people and they said the traffic is all the way to Berger. And it's spilled into Ikorodu Road. It's spilling into the Oroshoki Road, everywhere is just
Everywhere is
crazy.
locked down. Okay, so we'd like our viewers to call us. If you're experiencing traffic, you're in traffic right now, please call us on the numbers on your screen, 07080668014. And you can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view so we can hear and read about your experience. Let me take a few more comments from the studio. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Well, I was coming from Kurudu, my area. It was smooth for me. I got here.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't have any problem.
Fantastic.
There was no any. Yes, from Kurudu.
Oh, from Ikorodu?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right.
So some parts of Lagos didn't have this traffic.
Okay, so let's give you a bit more experience. Yes.
Good
Go
morning.
ahead, sir.
Good morning. My name is Paul. I experienced a day because I was coming from Oshodi. So we spent 2 hours. I left on 5. K2, there was standstill bus that we are not going. We have to trek down here. So,
So for those of you that don't live in Lagos, you'll be wondering what are they talking about. But no vex, we have to vent today. We experienced serious traffic. I live very close to the studio, and it took me over 30 minutes to get here. My kids were in a different car. I had to tell the driver, Uncle, please just carry them back home because they were still on CMD road for over 30 minutes. Is that bad? And we don't even know what happened, but obviously what we're hearing is that the tanker that fell wasn't cleared on time, and obviously met this morning's gridlock. Yes,
so I think that we don't put, because we're not paid per hour, and the government, and I know that the government is really trying, because the last administration, right from Lagos has had good governance largely, and there's been a lot of investment into articulated vehicles. I think it was heavily done under Fashola, where they bought this, even Ambode also bought this monster trucks too. I think what was the name that time? Godzilla or something. Yeah. Those articulated monster trucks that can lift containers out of the way. Obviously, there was a Charlie. We need more of those, because we have, considering the level of articulated vehicles that are leaving Lagos on a constant basis, we would always have this tipping over that would happen. Whenever it happens, we need these big monster trucks to be able to clear them out. So we need more of it. And one of the easiest ways to do it is to partner with the industries that cause this. The oil and gas industry, they carry fuel. Most of these things are caused by oil. I think that I wouldn't want to assume the percentage, but most of the accidents that we see, the major ones, involve oil and gas articulated trucks. And so if we can work with them to fund the buying of what will help them when they break down, it will help us, because Lagosians are suffering. Many people children couldn't get to school, many people couldn't get to work. If we put a cost to what has gone down today, it will run into billions. So that's the thing.
Let me take our comment. Fantastic. Let me take a comment from the audience before you talk to her. Yes, go ahead, madam.
Thank you very much. In fact, I felt like crying when I was hooked up since after 5. I thought I was watching a movie. When I saw that the grip started from under the bridge into Ketu Ajelogo, down to inside to the bridge side at the church, the car I was in came out from, onto this very bridge up here. Even I saw children, they were tired, fagged out in the jeeps, sleeping. I said, God, what happened? Somebody was now saying it that there was a truck that fell off at Punch, before you get to Punch. On this $10 road. And the whole road is filled with people trekking endlessly and sweating this early morning. It was so terrible. Thank God.
I know I have with us, we have Princess Omotayo Badejo Omotosho, MFR, on the phone. Good morning, madam.
Good morning. How are you?
I know you're supposed to be our guest this morning, and you're stuck in traffic.
Oh, horrible.
I know. Where are you coming from?
Well, coming from Maryland Adverts, I left home quite early because I knew that you would want me at about 9 o'clock to be at the studio, or even before 9. I left home at about 7:30, and from Maryland Mall to getting to the frontage of St. Agnes Catholic Church, Maryland, took me and my driver almost 1 hour, 20 minutes.
Wow.
This is a distance that shouldn't take more than 2 minutes from Maryland Mall to St. Agnes Catholic Church, Maryland. It's a stone's throw. But this morning, it took us over 1 hour. By the time we got to the frontage of the church, my driver said, Mommy, let me come out and see. Let me check Ojota access, because everywhere was blocked. I said, why not? because other vehicles, other drivers were coming out. They left open their door, wanting to know what went wrong. So he too came out, and I saw him shaking his head. I sat in the car. So as soon as he came back, I said, Chapa, what's going on? He said, Mommy, this is a gridlock. Wow. From here to Ojota, bumper to bumper.
Let me ask you a question, Nama, because you are popularly known as Madam Tourism. What would you advise the government? Because if we're going to be projecting tourism in Lagos State, telling people to come to Nigeria, telling people that they can invest in tourism, and in this kind of situation where we had this kind of gridlock, something that could have been managed before morning, what would you say to the government at this time?
Well, I would say that for tourism to thrive, yes, we need to have gotten over all this. But we shouldn't forget the peculiarity of Lagos State.
Okay.
With the number of people living in this town, Lagos itself. For the fact that we had huge concentration of people in the state, and we all want to commute from one end to the other, that explains why when I had the governor on my program, Governor Fawolu, before the elections, he told me that traffic management will be #1 priority. He told Nigerians that his focus is what they call themes, THEMES. I was curious to ask, Governor, what does T stand for? He said traffic management. So we will not be fair to say that they don't know what's going on.
Right.
Immediately he said traffic management. I asked him, would that be #1 priority? What of education? What of health? What of, science and technology? What of tourism? He said they're all important, madam. But traffic management, could we imagine children want to go to school and they're held in traffic and they would have woken up as early as 5 a.m. and they would have left their houses by 6, but they couldn't get to the school until 9, 10? If I'm able to make a headway managing traffic management in Lagos State, Lagosians will say, Governor Sanwo-Olu, you have done a lot. I'm quoting him. So he said all that. So this morning,
Thank you
it was a flashback. I just remembered my time with him on television when I interviewed him. And I said, wow, our government needs our prayers.
Right.
We need to pray for them. We need to support them. But we should go back also to the point that what caused this gridlock today didn't start this morning. I'm told it was an accident of an oil truck or something.
Yeah, we're told. Unfortunately, I have to let you go on, but thank you so much, Ma, for sharing your thoughts on this, because Nigerians are obviously very, very upset about this morning. But I have to add, before I go on a quick break, I know I don't know the themes is actually an acronym, and I'm not sure what the MES means, but I know that it's THE, I know is transportation, health, education. MES, I can't remember what it means, but it's actually an acronym. So theme doesn't mean transportation. And education is one of those things that he did say he plans to do for the government of Lagos State. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll try to wrap up on this. Stay with us. We'll be right
back. Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So I'm told we have the Commissioner for Transportation, Lagos State, Dr. Fredrick Alade. Good morning, sir. Are you there? Oga? Okay, I think we lost him. Good morning, sir. Are you there? Honorable Commissioner for Transportation, are you there? Dr. Fredrick Alade. Okay, I think we lost him. Okay, so we're trying to get him back, because obviously we have a lot of questions for him, but I think the traffic is also blocking the network. But don't worry, we'll get it fixed. But yeah. Do you have any tweets on this?
Yes, I have a few tweets. Yeah. And Thomas says, I trekked from Bega to Ogba today. It wasn't fun at all. My legs are still aching.
And Dolani says, Lagos on standstill, Lagos-Ibadan to Isheri Ikorodu Road at Bagada. A ghastly motor accident at Alapere Expressway also added to the predicament. Road slightly free after that point till the usual Bagada traffic due to road construction be guided. So when I was coming this morning and I saw a lot of tankers.
While you're talking, these are live pictures. Now, these are recent pictures. These are this morning exactly in Lagos State. So if you have no idea what we're going through, that is what Lagosians are going through right now. And Trust TVC with our drones has given you the full picture.
Background.
You know, we're international like that, you know. So we got you full pictures of what Nigerians are going through right now. And we're trying to get the Transportation Commissioner on the phone so he can give us an update on what's going on. So Lagosians have an idea. I think, is he back? Honorable Commissioner, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Thanks for joining us on the show. So your town is in gridlock this morning. What are you doing about it?
Well, we had a tanker on Long Bridge that caught fire yesterday, and they were not able to put up the fire until about this morning. But the good news is that the tanker has been removed. The road has been open. What we're experiencing is just the lag effect. So in the next 1 to 2 hours, everything should dissipate and we should be fine. But a lot of work has been done by the enforcement officers to ensure that they move the tanker away from Long Bridge. So we have LASMA, we have FRSC, everybody trying to ensure that we keep traffic moving. But in the next 2 hours, we'll get some relief. We're just experiencing the lag effect right now.
All right, sir. So this happened in the middle of the night, as we're told. Why wasn't this incident?
Yes,
Hello,
we can hear you.
me?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me, sir?
Hello, sir. We can hear you very clearly. Are you still there? Dr. Fredrick, are you still there?
This traffic is affecting the phone lines.
Oh, yikes. Let's try to call him back, please. Oh, we have to call him back.
We lost it.
Please try to call him back. Yes.
I just wanted to find out about the articulated vehicles and how authentic.
We need to speak to him because we've lost contact. Okay, you're going to...
Yeah, I wanted to just ask him, it happened in the middle of the night, and wasn't there supposed to be like a response team to respond at that time so that we don't meet this in the morning? They should have...
Knowing what would have happened.
Exactly.
And sometimes when these things happen,
sometimes things like this.
But sometimes you can't avoid it. It just happened. But we need information. If I had gotten information, because I was online early in the morning, if I had gotten something early saying, listen, everywhere is blocked, or everybody just stay still.
You won't
for an hour, it's a public announcement.
It's
got to be something early so people have an idea. They can plan your day.
To help the mental state
back.
of Lagosians.
Okay, so he's back. So go ahead, Obiajilu.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, so I was saying this incident happened in the middle of the night. Shouldn't we have plans to prevent such? Because I expected that the response team would have been working at that time to avoid this in the morning.
Well, what they did was there was a lot of work that was done last night, but unfortunately, escalated again. So it took the Lagos State Fire Service to actually come in and just bring the whole thing under control.
What of information, getting information out to citizens? So listen, something very quickly this morning. We found that you couldn't clear it up to the morning. Could something have been sent out to citizens so that they know how to delay or plan their morning? Because it was really terrible this morning.
Well, one thing I can say is that the last officers, FRC, and every agency responsible have been working since last night. And there's been some information this morning telling people to take alternative routes. So, for example, I'm just on the corridor road right now, coming from Yaba. That's when you're coming from the island. So that's a bit free, but once you get to Ikorodu Road, obviously we're feeling the effect here. So we're trying to divert people to alternative routes. I've been speaking to LASMA since morning, and they've been pumping out information just to make sure that people take alternative routes. So we'll be doing everything possible to ensure that people get to their final destination.
All right, then. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning. We unfortunately ran out of time. Thank you very much. And Lagosians, you've heard it. 2 hours time, hopefully the gridlock would have eased out because they've cleared the tanker, and after the next 2 hours, things will be much easier to move around. That's all we can take. We have to thank Yemi Legend for giving us more time to step down this
I'm looking forward to it.
issue we are having right now. And TBA Services for the drinks and water, Cream Slices for their lovely cake. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.